news, I just want to remind you, sometimes we need to be careful what we wish for. More on that in a minute from Citigroup. We can talk about what the Fed guy Joseph Wang is saying. We can talk about consumers, and of course, we will talk real estate. But I want to start with renters. Renters. I read a very, very discouraging note about renters this actually yesterday afternoon. I want to share the highlights with you, and I want to remind you that your mind really can drive your future. So here we go. According to a Yahoo Finance article, only 13.4%, so roughly 1 in 10, 1 in 9, renters think they will ever own a home. This is according to a New York Federal Reserve survey. On first blush, 13.4% seems remarkably low. For context, historical average 2014, the answer was 20.8%. So while 13% is ridiculously low, let's at least understand where we are coming from. In 2014, when we had an entirely different housing market, the answer was 20.8%. On top of that, tenants are not feeling very good about rent. Tenants, according to the New York Federal Reserve survey, think that rents will go up 9.7% in the next 12 months. So I want to break this down. I want to break this down because this bothers me. As someone who truly believes that home ownership is the best way for most people to secure financial future, even if they never own a rental unit. I want to remind you there are lots of ways to get on the property ladder. We obviously have the traditional. We have FHA, VA, 3.5% down, 5% down. We have the amazing house hacking, which has benefited so many of the millionaires that show up each and every week on this channel. We have 203K loans, which are popular, and again, meet Kevin, started with way back when in Southern California. There are just so many ways. And again, the problem with this belief, if you never believe it's possible, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to act like most consumers. You're going to spend everything you make. I get it. You're going to take every raise, every bonus, every stimulus check, and totally FOMO. You're not going to tuck it away. Again, I do not believe in this mentality of rent forever. I want people to believe and understand that getting wealthy is a very simple 3-step formula. But the first step is saving money, right? Discretionary income. Then become elite, and then do it for a short 10 years. As Dion always reminds us, you're going to be alive in 5 years. Act like it. Invest like it. So again, folks, this is very disappointing. 13.4% believe, about 1 in 9, they will ever own a home. The other thing I will highlight for you is I think it is very clear that home builders are going to change their stripes. What do I mean by that? If you look at home builders since the 2008 crash, they have been over-rotated on bigger McMansions. Well, I think that time has come and gone. I am on record, and I will do it again here, that home builders will simply build smaller homes. I think we are going to see smaller homes. We are going to see single people, single ladies, single men increasingly buy homes. This means they can get away with the 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. They can get away with the 3, 1.5, 996 square feet. We are going to build more and more homes sub 1,000 feet, and that will lead to a new home price drop because, of course, the crash bros don't understand basics. But that will unlock a lot of first-time home buyer homes. So see the future. It is coming. It is actually happening right now. We should be encouraged. We should be saving. We should be looking at our credit. If you want to own a home, if you want to get wealthy just owning your home, I really ask you to change your mindset. Second, 9.7% rent increase from here. That seems unlikely. That seems unlikely. So again, remember, consumers are on the mass. They're very emotional. They kind of look at recent history and extrapolate. I don't think anyone that I've spoken with in the rental game think rents will go up another 10%. So be very, very interesting. I am seeing futures, just to pivot here, futures, they're expecting 2 rate cuts. They are expecting 2 rate cuts, one in September, one in December. I would argue that the September one is unlikely unless something disastrous happens. So if I were to guess, I will stick with my first rate cut as early November, which will be post-election. So we will see there. Folks, I want to let you know about a treat. You have a treat coming today at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m. today, you will get my VIP talk from the Northwest Action Summit. Shout out Dion, shout out Millennial Mike for helping me record it. I do want to warn you, that VIP talk is adult language. Do not play that video around your kids unless you want them to hear some adult language. I think it was a very valuable talk. The audience appreciated it, but let's just say I didn't have a filter. So again, 9 o'clock, be warned. Don't watch it in public. Don't watch it with your kids around. Put in the earphones and enjoy. I want to talk about what Citigroup just said. Let me get to that. Citigroup. I would argue that Citigroup is not a bear. Citigroup is not a doomer. It's just they're not doomers. I found this very, very interesting. Inflation and the labor market are going to weaken quickly. And this is not a joke. This is not a joke. Citigroup is calling for four rate cuts this year. Four. I'm not even sure we have 4 Fed meetings left. What do we got? I guess we do have 4. Again, these rate cuts, they don't have to come in quarter points. They could come in a half and all of that. But yes, folks, Citigroup is calling for 4 rate cuts. All I have to say is be careful what you wish for. You and I talk 5 days a week, 7:30 a.m. What do you think has to happen to the economy and unemployment to get 4 rate cuts in the next 7 months? That is going to be scary should it come to pass. Interestingly enough, obviously we are fans on this channel of the Fed guy. We've had the Fed guy, I think it's Fed guy 12, Joseph Wang, aka Joseph Wang. He is actually out talking about his crash up scenario, which he brought to this channel. Oh gosh, when was that? 6, 7, 8 months ago. We got to get Joseph Wang back on the channel. He's amazing. But Joseph Wang is out saying the Fed to act quickly as unemployment softens. Yes, was last month's reading unemployment a sign that there is pain coming? We saw the unemployment rate tick up from 3.8 to 3.9. We saw new jobs created coming at 175, way below expectations. Joseph Wang has been right so far, so we certainly should tune in and see what he has to say. I do think that is worth discussing, and hopefully we can get Joseph back on the channel. How about Citigroup CEO Jane Fraser? Jane Fraser is bringing out an oldie but a goodie. Goody, he said in his adult language. Citigroup CEO Jane Fraser. We have a K-shaped consumer. Where have we talked about that many, many times? The folks that are on the lower income threshold are more cautious and trading down. They are going from, Tyson Foods name brand to off brand. This is interesting. The higher end continues to spend. So again, lots of stuff going on there. How about the consumer? We are starting to get retail earnings. We obviously got Starbucks and Tyson Foods and some whatnot, but we're going to get Home Depot and Walmart next week. That is going to be interesting. I think I'm going to be looking for a couple of things. Are consumers still spending on experiences? What's going on in the cruise lines? What's going on with hotels? What's going on with travel? What are the lower income doing? Are they trading down from steak to chicken? Are they going from name brand to off brand? I am really interested in Home Depot and Walmart. Home Depot, obviously, because we are a real estate channel, are we still seeing people update their houses? Has that continued to roll over? What about Walmart? Walmart is very interesting. Walmart's going to get the people trading down, but then they're going to get their customers trading out. I think Walmart will be interesting to look at. Mike Wilson from Morgan Stanley out talking about one third of the consumers are prioritizing travel. Yes, folks, travel over discretionary purchases. Makes sense. It's what we see at the airports and hotels. We see that 60% of consumers are actively planning summer travel, which I think is pretty interesting. We've got some earnings to talk about. I got 3 this morning. Disney, slight miss on revenue, beat on earnings. Tyson's Foods, consumers are under pressure and they're not spending like they used to. And for those folks in the tech space, Palantir. Palantir beat top line, beat bottom line, but issued weak guidance. Lots of folks are in that name. We got Stanley Druckenmiller throwing some shade at our president. Stanley Druckenmiller gives Biden an F on the economy. Actually blames the Fed for reigniting inflation. I think that's pretty interesting. Basically, Stanley Druckenmiller is saying the Fed's Q4 pivot, specifically the December pivot, where the Fed started talking about rate cuts on the table, was too early. That December pivot by the Fed has caused the market, aka animal spirits, to price in rate cuts and loosening of financial conditions. And of course, we have seen inflation reignite and take off. So again, Stanley Druckenmiller out there talking stuff. Let me see if I got anything else for you. Yeah, we got Altos Research. We'll do one more. Altos Research talking about active listings up to 560,000. That's up 33%. That is good news. We have new listings, 93,000. That is up 20%. That is good news. We have 393 pendings. That is up 3%. All of these ups are year-on-year numbers, just so you know. Prices, just a tad under 400 grand, like $3 under 400 grand, so $399,997, up 5% year-on-year. Price cuts up to 33.5%. Just so you guys remember on price cuts, the historical average is 33.2%. So we just ticked over the historical average for price cuts. Let's talk about housing inventory one more time because this is becoming important. We are seeing Florida and Texas really build an inventory. I want you to be very, very clear. I want you, frankly, to copy what Dion did. What did Dion do? Dion found a market just outside his normal hunting zone, about an extra 20 or 30 minutes. He found that there was a duplex, I believe, listed for 500 grand. They'd been on the market greater than 30 days. He wrote a disrespectful offer at 400 grand. He knew he could make the numbers work at 400 grand. The sellers did not like that. I think they countered at something like, 480. Dion said 400. Then 460. Dion said 400. I then think they said 420 and Dion said 400. Guess what price Dion eventually got the duplex for? 400. Again, folks, know your market, do your math. A lot of you are asking me, Michael, what is a disrespectful offer? Folks, I don't know your market. I don't know your yield. I don't know any of this, but here's the deal. If you're following what we talk about at How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, you're building a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet has a yield calculation on the far right. I want you to do the math. How much lower do you have to offer to get a great yield? Remember, folks, in this market today, we are only doing great deals. Take your time, follow up. Folks, real estate investing is never easy. Never easy. Get in the right groups, get in the right rooms, get around people that are actually doing the work, like the folks on this channel, like all the millionaires that we bring back. If you want a little guidance, a little help, you can buy the course for $3.99, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. If you buy it today, I will give you the Vegas event, which is $200 for free, which I think you will enjoy. And of course, if you do buy it, join the Facebook group, 2,000 members there going strong. All right, folks, take care of yourself. Have an amazing day. We will be back in the studio tomorrow. I can't wait. Take care of yourself. Thank you for being with me. I know this video is not still. I'm actually holding the camera with my hand, and my hand hurts. So take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Later.